The big game, Ohio State at Michigan. Both teams are 10-1. Will this be the year that Jim Harbaugh gets the monkey off his back and beats Ohio State? They didn't play last year, but last week, you look at the way that both teams played. It was outstanding. They crushed Maryland 59-18, and Ohio State just toyed with Michigan State 56-7. That score could have been 80-7 in that game. They were hitting on all cylinders. But you look at this Ohio State offense. They've been dynamic, unstoppable. Quarterback C.J. Stroud, he's going to be in New York for the Heisman because he's had a spectacular season for the Buckeyes. He's got 36 touchdowns and just 5 picks. But you look at the running back, Travion Henderson, freshman. Terrific job running the football behind that great offensive line, almost 1,100 yards rushing on the season. They've got the best wide receiver core in the country. When they made the change, and I talked about this early in the season after the Oregon game, they made the changes on the defensive coaching staff. They've become a more complete defense and playing much better defense. But it's the offense that's carrying this football team. Michigan's got a great defense. They're 7th in scoring defense going against the number 1 scoring offense in this game. Something's got to give. I don't think Michigan with their offense, with Cade McNamara, can keep up with the scoring of Ohio State because Ryan Day's done a great job of getting this team in position and making sure his pieces on the field are beating your pieces on the field, and he does a great job in matchups. So I'm looking at Ohio State in this game as an 8-point favorite. I don't think that's quite near enough. I got the Buckeyes. Believe it or not, Buckeye fans, yes, I have you beating Michigan by more than the spread. I've got Ohio State winning this game 40-26.
Well, Mark, this is so similar to 1968 when I coached Ohio State. We're undefeated. We're playing Michigan. The winner would go to the Rose Bowl and have a chance to win the national championship. We scored late in the ball game, went for 2, made it, and beat them 50-14. And they asked Woody Hayes, why'd you go for 2? He said they wouldn't let me go for 3. So this rivalry is very, very intense. I think Ohio State, Mark, when I look at the statistics, is so similar to Alabama. They both have great quarterbacks. They both put up all kind of points on the board. They both run the ball somewhat, but the defense of Alabama is much better than defense at Ohio State. I think at Ohio State, when you look at them, you talk about the offense. Stroud, 3,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Henderson, almost 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns. You look at the receivers, you look at all of Alave, and you look at Wilson, and the list goes on and on. Now we get to Michigan. This is a very good Michigan football team. And I think it's very similar to the type of football team that Jim Harbaugh had at Stanford, which was so successful. They're good on offense. Their passing is very average, but they do average 31 points a game. Their total defense is number 9, number 8 on pass defense, number 9 in pass efficiency. Their excellent punter averages 44 yards net punt. McNamara, the quarterback's not impressive. He doesn't have stats, 2,142 yards, 14 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Haskins, the running back's outstanding, almost 1,100 yards. It's a rivalry game. It would be closer than you think. The winner of this football game will probably go on to win the Big Ten and be one of the Final Four. Will it be Ohio State or will it be Michigan? I think it will be Ohio State. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think Ohio State 34, Michigan 27, but Michigan protects the football maybe a little bit better than Ohio State. So there is a possibility of an upset, but I don't think so.